What's going on, guys? My name is Andrew and welcome back to a brand new exciting video. As you guys are a consistent viewer of my channel, about probably 2 months ago, there was a style of photography that started popping up in all of my different videos. That particular style of photography that I'm referring to is called hyperlapses. Since I have only recently learned how to do a hyperlapse myself, I remember all the small intricate details that helped me learn how to do it myself, so I wanted to pass that information on to you guys. Sometimes when people have done something a lot and they're really good at it, when they try to explain it to other people, they tend to kind of skim over the details that they think don't matter, but to a beginner actually do matter. So in this video, I'm going to try not to skip any of the details and really tell you guys exactly how to achieve this hyperlapse. So take a look at a few clips of some hyperlapses I've taken. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's a really cool style of photography. You have like everything moving super quick, but in the middle of all this chaos, there's one fluent, consistent motion. It's amazing. It looks really cool. And I hope you guys are as stoked as I am to learn how to do hyperlapses. So in this video, I'm going to be going over not only how to achieve this motion with DSLRs and regular cameras, but I'm also going to be going over how to do this with iPhones. So if you don't have a normal camera or a DSLR, there is nothing to fear, because I'm also going to be going over how to do this with an iPhone. And if you don't even have an iPhone, I'm sure like your mom or your grandma or your dog has an iPhone, so you just borrow it from them. There are a couple things you're going to need to film a hyperlapse. The first is obviously some sort of a camera. You can either use a DSLR, like a point and shoot, or your iPhone. If you are using an iPhone, you're going to need to get an app called Grid Cam. And the only other thing you're going to need is a tripod. Alright, so now that you've got your camera and your tripod, we're gonna hop outside and go find a place to shoot this hyperlapse. When looking for something to shoot a hyperlapse, you want to look for something that's fairly straight and something that sticks out from its surroundings. It doesn't have to be huge. It's nice if it's huge, but it doesn't have to be huge. It just has to, like I said, stick out from its surroundings. Now that you have found your spot, you want to go ahead and hook your camera up to your tripod, turn that sucker on, and if you're on an iPhone, go ahead and go into that app I talked about earlier. And then if you're on a DSLR or a point and shoot, what you're going to want to do is go into the settings and find the tab that says Grid Display, click on Grid Display, and then just choose the grid display with the most detail. So once you turn that on, you're going to notice there are a few lines, and this goes for the iPhone and the DSLR. There's going to be a few lines across the screen. What those lines are going to act as is our reference point for the hyperlapse. When looking for a good spot to shoot a hyperlapse, a fairly easy thing to shoot a good hyperlapse on is just like a large pole, like a flagpole or something like that. Now the first thing you need to do is you need to choose a vertical reference point. Just choose one of the lines that's straight up. I'm going to take this line and I'm going to align it with the pole that I'm taking a hyperlapse of. So every time I take a picture for the hyperlapse, I'm going to line this pole up vertically with the side of the pole. This way, when you're changing spots and you're shooting different pictures, the camera isn't shaking back and forth like this, because you can always take that vertical line and line it back up with the pole. So by doing this, we're completely eliminating the shakiness on a vertical level. So now that we've chosen our vertical reference point, we're going to choose a horizontal reference point. So I'm just going to choose this line and I'm just going to line it up with the top of the pole. So every time I take a picture, there's two things I need to do. I take the vertical line and make sure it's straight with the pole, and then I'll make sure that the top of that horizontal line is directly on top of the pole. So now that we've chosen our reference points, we can actually start shooting. So this is where you need to settle down, put some headphones in, and just relax, because it's going to take a little while. In this case, I decided just to go straight at the pole because I find that the easiest. So what you're going to do is you're just going to line up the vertical line and the horizontal line with the pole, or whatever you're shooting. You're going to snap a picture, and then you're going to take a nice even step forward, line up the vertical line and the horizontal line, snap another picture, take another step forward, and repeat the process. Depending on how long you want the video to be, generally video is shot in 30 frames per second. So if I wanted to have a hyperlapse that's going to last for 4 seconds, I need to shoot 120 pictures. Generally, I choose just to shoot about a 4-second hyperlapse, so about 120 frames. I find that to be a pretty good length, not too long, not too short. So it is pretty tedious and it takes a little bit of patience. It's up to you how how far you move forward or what direction you move, just as long as you make sure the steps you're taking are even and consistent. So after you've taken all the photos you need to fill the seconds in the video, you're gonna wanna go home, import your footage into whatever editing software you use. I use Final Cut Pro, so I'm just gonna import these pictures. Once I've imported these pictures, I'm gonna hit Command A, and that'll select all of the pictures. Then I'm gonna hit Control D1, and what that does is it makes each picture into one frame, and then I'm gonna hit Alt G and then enter, and that's going to make it into a compound clip. Now Final Cut Pro won't just stabilize pictures like this, it has to be in video form, and it can tell that they're just pictures that have been strung together. So what you have to do to kind of fool Final Cut Pro is you have to export your footage. Once that's finished sharing to the desktop, you're gonna drag that back into Final Cut Pro, and now Final Cut Pro is going to view this as a video file. Now you can just select your clip, scroll down, and hit the stabilizer, and now you're gonna wanna just try out the 3 different types of stabilization. I generally use inertia cam. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I think that is though. And then once you've stabilized your footage, you are completely done, and you have created your first hyperlapse. Summer now, so get outside and go shoot yourself an awesome hyperlapse. If you guys do go out to film a hyperlapse, post it on Instagram and tag me at AndrewJMES. I'd love to see the work and the videos you guys are creating. But that is pretty much it. If you guys are new to my channel and you guys haven't seen my other videos, be sure to check out my other content because I make loads of different videos on this channel. And if you like those videos, maybe even consider subscribing. Also, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you learned something. And if you didn't like this video for whatever reason, give it a thumbs down because it helps me know that I'm doing something wrong. And I think that is pretty much it, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.